Hello everybody, this is your coach of the Eon Guardians, and we are here with week number 5 of the UPA Pokemon Battle Revolution League. This week, we are facing off against the Glasgow Glowbros and Coach Ty the Guy, who's another coach having a little bit of a rough season so far. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this week. We're going to be doing a post-commentary on my battle, because I was away from home, so I was not able to record my microphone for this. So because it's going to be a post-com, I'm not going to be having like a traditional team builder like I would normally have. And I'll have the matchup at the top of the screen. So leading off here, we're just leading off my Rhyperior into Uxie. Looking at my opponent's team, I needed my rocks up turn 1. No matter what, I'm Focus Sash on this Rhyperior, so I live any one hit. And then Solid Rock as well on top of it to make sure I can really tank something if I needed to. So here I have the Crunch, but I like to get my rocks up. The Infernape and the Aerodactyl are Pokemon that don't want to take it. So the Uxie on lead shows it has Grass Knot, and that it's going to be faster than me, which I'd hope it is. You'd have to be minus speed to be slower. So from here, I elect to save my Rhyperior. And saving my Rhyperior here allows me to go into, I believe I go into my Cresselia here. Yeah, this is where I go into my Cresselia. So I'm going to save my Rhyperior here for a sack later if needed to get some momentum back on my side. So rocks are up, Cresselia is here. It's going to take a little bit of chip from Grass Knot, but it's not going to take too much. Uxie isn't the strongest attacker after all. So from here, I am a Light Screen Cresselia. From here, I just elect to get my screens up. And if I remember correctly, my opponent elects to go into their Umbreon here. So Umbreon takes Rocks, which is a really good chip for me to have. I get my Light Screen up. So I get my Light Screen up as the Umbreon reveals that it's leftovers, which is all good info to have. Just shows off that's not going to be some weird offensive Umbreon set. From here, I just elect to take a Dark move, take a Toxic, and get my other screen up. Again, showing I am faster, which means this thing's going to be max on bulk, as my opponent does elect to go for the Toxic. This is fine in my mind because I don't need the health on this thing. So from here, I'm going to make an aggressive switch out here. My game plan this match revolves entirely around my Feraligatr here, making its crucial debut. Behind screens, I can get a few good setup opportunities here for Dragon Dance, and that's what I pull the trigger on now. So taking a Dark Pulse, revealing it's a special Umbreon set, does nothing behind the screens. So even with Toxic up, I just need this Feraligatr to break through my opponent's team. So I am okay with eating a Toxic to get my Dragon Dance up. The unfortunate thing is, if this is a Fizz Def Umbreon, even at +1, it's still a 2-hit KO with Waterfall. But I get my Dragon Dance off. As my opponent, I believe, elects to go for a Toxic again, and it does, and it misses, which is incredibly bad for my opponent here, because now my Feraligatr gets to start clicking buttons here. So I'm going to click Waterfall here. Just get my damage off to hit KO this thing. What we're going to see here is that, unfortunately for my opponent, my Waterfall is going to get crit. What this does, let's just outright OHKOs their Umbreon, showing it was probably a especially defensive Umbreon. more than Fizdef, because I think even a Fizdef set would have lived that waterfall crit. But that's an incredible thing for me. Now, the only Pokemon on their team that will resist my Psychic from Cresselia later on is going to be that Steelix that came. Oh, and the Uxie as well, sorry. But Uxie I can wear down. Uxie coming out. I didn't reveal Crunch. And Crunch can give me a flinch. It can give me the defense drop here. I anticipate a Thunder Wave to come out here. Can't bank on a miss on this one, unfortunately, because it's always a... it always hits now in this generation. I just barely don't KO the Uxie, but that's fine. I've gotten my chip off on their like main defensive pieces. Feraligator's really done its job for me here. So in this next turn, I just elect to click Crunch again. As they're going to show Psychic and click Psychic and not Grass Knot again. It's going to work out for them. I mean, they get a crit back, which I can't complain about because I crit their Umbreon. But Feraligator is going to go down here, but it took down their defensive pieces. And that's incredible for mainly my Flygon endgame. Because week 5, what am I bringing? You bet I'm bringing another Scarf Flygon set. So from here, I have a choice to make. But I just make the simple choice, and I go into my Scarf Flygon. As my opponent brings out their Tentacruel. I'm probably wanting to get rid of the rocks on their side of the field. So what's nice about this is if it's a slow Tentacruel or if it's max speed, they could think I'm speed tying here. The only way I get incredibly threatened is if they decide they want to be Shooka-berry, which is very likely. But I don't want to allow a Rapid Spin to go off and for them to remove rocks, because that's going to be important ship for later. So what I'm going to elect to do is I'm just going to click Earthquake, because if you're not Shooka-berry, you can't be Sash. And my opponent chose to not be Shooka-berry, and Earthquake gets rid of their Tentacruel. Incredible. My rocks are up for the rest of the game now. If their Aerodactyl is in the back, it will now take 25% on entry regardless. Or 12, it might be. As my opponent go into Raikou here. So the nice part about me being in front of the Tentacruel is they're not aware that I'm Scarfed. I almost go, I think about it for a moment, I'm like, if they're Scarfed, then oh well. I don't really switch into this thing right now, especially if I want Hidden Power Ice. And Flygon shows that it is faster, so Raikou is not Scarfed, and it gets the Oko on their Raikou. So now at this point, my opponent has 2 of their Pokemon left. No, they're really thinking here. They have their Aerodactyl, they go into it now. Because I just revealed I am a Scarfed Flygon. So yeah, here comes the Aerodactyl. Takes that crucial 25% from Stealth Rocks. And from here, I can't hit this thing, so I'm just going to switch out. I almost go to sack their Hyperior. I decided to go into Cresselia instead. So Cresselia's going to come out, and if I remember correctly, is going to eat the Ice Fang. Yep. Yep, so Ice Fang comes out, and this reveals to be a Life Orb Aerodactyl. So in my position, I can get a Reflect Up, or I can just get my damage off on Arrow. And I found in my best interest it was safer to just take my damage on Aerodactyl here. Unfortunately, I don't have Ice Beam. If I had Ice Beam, I would have probably killed this Aerodactyl from this range, especially after another thing of Life Orb. Because I do actually live a Crunch from this range, from a max attack Life Orb Crunch, Life Orb Aerodactyls. Crunch does not OHKO me, or KO me from here. So I get a free bit of damage off, unless I get it flinched. Cresselia is showing off its immense physical bulk there. Psychic goes off. So because of Toxic, I'm going to die next turn regardless. So from here, I just click Psychic again. Because I have the chance of my opponent misplaying and clicking it like Ice Fang and missing. I'm going to go Psychic. Because if they misplay and they miss, then I can KO with a Psychic. So Aerodactyl will kill my Cress. Which I'm fine with this trade. What this allows me to do is this allows me to go into my Empoleon here, and I always live an Earthquake from this thing. And I don't want to go into Flygon because I would have to lock in Outrage. And from this, and I don't know anything about their last Pokemon. If it's Infernape, I don't always OHKO it with an Outrage, and then it can kill me with Hidden Power Ice, and I could just lose. And it could be Scarfed for all I know in the back. So I figure this is my safer play. Take the Earthquake from this Aerodactyl, click Surf and kill it with my Empoleon. So Aero's going to go down here in a moment. Empoleon picking it off. So my opponent is down to the last Pokemon, and I have, I believe, 4 left at this point. It is an Infernape. If it is the right Infernape set, it can still beat me, unfortunately. It'd have to get lucky. Like, if it's Scarfed, it'd have to be, like, Scarfed into Fire Move, I think, to get through Crobat in the back, which I haven't revealed yet. So I sack my Empoleon here. I don't really want to switch anything into a hit from this thing. So Empoleon, it gets its 1 and dies. But it's great because this shows the this allows its defenses to drop. So basically whatever I want to click here now kills it. I think going into Crobat is my safer play here. If it's Scarfed, then it I have 4 times resistance close combat. But I want to pad my Flygon stats. Because it is actually, despite my season, it is still in the MVP race. So yeah, I go into here and I just want to pad its stats. I don't die to a close combat. I don't think I die to a crit because I'm at full HP, no Rock Chip. And it chose to not be a Scarfed Infernape. And because of the defense drop, I will KO the Infernape. And we're going to win Week 5 of UPA, the dreaded Infernape matchup. So that's Week 5. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week for week number 6.